should never go in dry.
It's usually never dry though.
Yeah, you should never put it in dry.
Or what?
Holes aren't always wet.
That's your job. It
It is my job.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Robbie. It's day 2. I'm building the motor. We blew up the first one again. Anyways, what are we doing right now? We're cleaning up some of the threads over here and the inside because they're a little bit rusty and dirty. So make sure we got to clean them up. What else we cleaned up here? Looks like we cleaned up the head, right? Or what is this?
No. Assembled the rods.
Assembled all the rods right there.
Clean the girdle.
We cleaned the girdle. What else we did, buddy? That's pretty much it for now, yeah?
Yep, now we tap it, tap, tap.
Now it tap it, tap, tap. Yeah, those are bad. Make sure when you guys get them out of the machine shop, clean those up if you want to do it yourselves. But yeah, other than that, looking fresh.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping.
We cleaned them once. Now we clean them twice. Because you really have to clean your hole twice in order to
never
be
go in dry.
Who told you that story? What?
You never go in dry.
It's usually never dry though.
Yeah, you should never put it in dry.
Or what?
Holes aren't always wet.
That's your job. It
It is my job. Listen, there's so much you can spit on it.
Oh god, this just, dude. Okay, demonetized.
Demonetized.
Evie. Hi, Mama. Evie. Alright guys, we're getting ready to clearance the crank at the moment, so I'll put you guys in a time lapse so you guys can watch that process. We're not gonna explain much of it, and you just gotta pretty much line up all the bearings and do all that type of stuff. And yeah, and just we cleaned it 17 times, bled. So yeah. So now we're doing that. After that, I'll put you guys back in.
Don't feel fucking to me. 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 Come on. Don't feel fucking to me. Don't feel fucking to me.
Alright guys, clearancing it now. You can see those little freaking plastic, what are you, plastic gauging it now? What is it called?
Yeah, plastic gauge.
Plastic gauges are right there. You can see the little strips. And then we're gonna assemble it. I'll show you guys when it's done. So the girdle is in there as well now. Crank is in there. All of the bolts are in there. Studs are in there obviously. Now we're gonna just torque them down and see what the clearance is after. Measuring for the clearance. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
It's a little tight.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, it's between 15 and 20.
That's dope. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Now tomorrow we do the ones on the rods. Today is crank. Tomorrow's rods. All over again. Screwing, unscrewing. Screwing, unscrewing. And that's all that I have for you guys on this video. Unfortunately, we ran into some hiccups throughout the build. One of the things is just parts that we got that were a little bit wrong. It wasn't our fault that we ordered the right ones actually. We checked everything up. It's just that we got my piston rings, and when we started clearancing them or cutting the piston rings, because we cut our own piston rings, we don't just trust them out the box like that. So when we started measuring them, they were too big, and some of them were too big, some of them were perfect. I think 2 of them were not the right size, so we couldn't even cut them correctly. So we had to send them back, we had to get new ones. Long story short, we wanted to rush the project and get it done that week, as I said in the first video, I believe. But that didn't happen, so we went the extra mile and we're like, alright, screw it, we're gonna go to Utah. You know, Artem's shop is open at the moment, and then we're just gonna freaking go and grab some piston rings over there, because he has millions of them chilling on the desk. Not millions, but you know what I mean. So we went there, or actually Alex went there to get new piston rings. He brought the head there, might as well just finish the head there and all that kind of stuff too. And then we got new piston rings. Those went on. Artem went ahead and pretty much just sent out the old ones back. And Artem is the guy that owns Evolution Performance in Utah, and Alex is the guy that's building my motor here in Las Vegas, and he's the one that owns Evolution Performance here in Vegas. Shop is actually opening very shortly, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, so we got new piston rings. Slapped everything together over there, and that was that. And then we went to the process of start putting the head on, and we find out that the head gasket that we got, it's the OEM gasket, because we usually put OEM gaskets. It's never an issue to put OEM gaskets unless the machining was done multiple times on certain motors and things like that, and the head gasket just doesn't fit as good. And when we started measuring the clearance and all that stuff between the head gasket and the motor, and we figured out that that head gasket is just not going to cut it. We figured out that we're going to need a thicker head gasket just to be safe. We could have probably sent it with the OEM one perfectly fine. Most people do that, but Evolutionary Performance doesn't do that. You know, I don't even know why I say we. I mean, I'm kind of part of the whole situation, but I'm just a really good friend of Alex and stuff. But they don't like to do that. They don't like to just send it and just put the head gasket on, and then later on the motor blows up, or the head lifts or something like that, or the head gasket just fails. So we measured it. It was a speck off, and just because of that one speck off, we said, nope, we're not putting it back together. We're gonna wait, and we're gonna have to go and order you a special head gasket. And this is what happened. We got a special head gasket made. It was 1 layer thicker than the OEM one, and that's the one that Artem runs on his car, and his car is like 900 horsepower. So I have one of those head gaskets now, and we're gonna start putting everything together. Actually, the motor is pretty much all together. The only thing we have to put is basically the head on the actual motor, and with the new head gasket and stuff. So yeah, I'll probably show you guys this on the next video when we put the head on, because we're starting the car tomorrow, and all the filming is going to continue on. The reason why I couldn't film, and the reason why this video is a little bit short, and I have to explain this to you guys, is because all that stuff happened and it took over time. That's why I didn't film, and that's why you guys didn't get a video and things like that. So part 3 coming in very shortly. Tomorrow I'm filming it, so probably gonna edit in the next day. You guys gonna get it. So part 3, we're gonna slap the head on. You guys already saw, I think, in the video that we already pre-assembled the rods and all that kind of stuff. That should be already in the motor. And yeah, stay tuned for more building the Mazdaspeed 3 to about 400 horsepower. Let's hope so. Oh yeah, one more update just before I leave you guys. My transmission completely either took a shit completely, or my throttle bearing that has been going insanely freaking loud and rattly and stuff completely failed and shattered into millions of pieces. So car goes into gear perfectly fine. It just throws me out of first, second, third, and fourth gear. That happened yesterday, and it's been happening. I barely got to work today. Then let's hope that everything's gonna be fine till tomorrow, so I can get it to Alex's shop and get it started. Worst case scenario, we are gonna need probably a new transmission, but we'll see. Hopefully not. We're gonna send it with mine and test the car once we put the motor in. If everything is okay, then we'll leave my transmission in there once we put all the new stuff on it, throttle bearing, pilot bearing, things like that. But if it still fails first through fourth gear, then we're just gonna slap a different transmission that we have laying on the side from for my donor motor. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget, what's behind you doesn't matter.
You better